we're on to the next video. We got our shoulder wrapped up, and we're gonna move to our racks of goat, which could be cut into chops, but we're gonna do them as racks because that's what our customer wants. And the ribs. This is a great little spot to get some stew meat. This is a great little spot to get some excellent barbecue goat ribs, and of course the racks. I'm gonna do some cutting. Here's our rack, right here. Nice little guy, beautiful looking chops. Got the ribs on both sides. So I'm gonna turn the saw on, cut it, and then I'll explain what I do. Ribs. Now that I got that turned off, so we pulled off both our racks of ribs. You can tell they got a lot of good meat on them. 1, 2, and the same ones on the other side. 1, 2. There you go. 4 beautiful little racks of goat ribs. Excellent on the grill, excellent on the smoker. What I cut off of those while the machine was running are these 2 flaps. This is your diaphragm muscle. This is what separates in the goat during slaughter your living organs and your guts. And it's a really easy working muscle, but it's nice little chunks of stew meat, and we can always use those because they go great in a pot. We're going to set that off to the side. I chined the chine bone, or chimed the chine bone. That's part of the spine that comes off right on the edge of the ribs and goes to the back. I do that for a pretty big reason. There's not any meat left on them, but those are great for stock, and you can get the backbone off of your rack doing this. And I'll show you right now. It makes for a really nice rack of ribs. And there's also that tendon in there. See that tendon? And then this is feather bones. This will go great in our lost pile. And you have a beautiful meaty rack with no bone on the top. I usually take my knife and just score in between the ribs, giving my customers the right idea of where to cut for chops after they roast this. Same thing on this side. There we go, we got him. That tendon, the feather bone, beautiful rack, lots of good meat. And then just a real light, almost just an identifying mark of where they can cut to cut separate chops for when they roast that or barbecue that. There we go. The last thing are these. These came off the sides of the ribs, and these would be where the sternum of the goat are. There is a good swath of meat on these, like that piece. For stew, it doesn't help you any unless you're a little tedious when you tear apart an animal, because one little piece here, one little piece there, it all adds up. That will also go to my lost pile. And then this guy A little more stew. Just being really cautious as to not really throw anything away, so to speak. A little more stew. And then one little chunk right there on that side. And this is all something that I'll end up going through. There's some bone, a little bit of trim, and that's the wrap.